Okay, the principles I'm going to be sharing in this video are going to blow your mind. I promise you. This may or may not be something you've already heard about in your life. I know for me, I really became more aware about the minimums and maximums in the last 6 months or so. So I'm really excited to dive in and share this and how it's affecting all areas of your life. So this affects relationships, career and finances, lifestyle, confidence, and overall belief, and basically everything in between. So let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Kara Michelle and I'm here to help you live your truth. Today's video, we are going to be diving really deep into the fact that whatever you are getting in your life right now, wherever you are getting what you tolerate. And this is gonna hit some of you really hard. Some people are not gonna like this. I ask that you please bear with me, hear me out, and listen, because if you take this into consideration and you take some responsibility here for your current situation, everything will change, and this will help you move forward in ways that you've never even imagined. It's like that magic carpet ride I'm gonna take you on right now. So Tony Robbins has a beautiful quote all about how you always get what you tolerate. So stop tolerating excuses, stop tolerating limiting beliefs, stop tolerating shitty people, stop tolerating anything that doesn't serve you and your highest good, basically. So in terms of what you tolerate, this is because on an energetic and a mental and emotional level, you have set certain standards and certain boundaries for what you believe you deserve, what you believe is possible for you, and what you are willing to accept. So let's just put that on. Oops. Oh no. Let's put that. I think you guys are used to my horrible writing by now. And if not, if you're new here, welcome. I write like a third grader. I'm not in spelling, just in how messy it is. I pride myself on my spelling. Okay, so I'm putting this down here, acceptance, because I want to come back to that and I don't want to lose my track of thought. All things in your life, we get what we tolerate, we get what we are allowing, and the boundaries that we have created, what we're willing to accept. So, for instance, I want you to think of a relationship you've been in where someone didn't treat you very well. They didn't really give you the respect that you wanted. Maybe they pushed your boundaries a lot. You didn't feel seen, heard, validated. Whatever this looks like to you, you kind of felt small in this relationship. So think on that, reflect on it, and now I want to ask you this question. What were you tolerating in that relationship? And how was your own level of tolerance and acceptance enabling them to continue to treat you that way? This is the shift that a lot of people don't like because it kind of forces them to take responsibility. For instance, I had a lot of friendships and even like partnerships where I didn't really feel seen, I didn't really feel heard. I kind of felt like my opinion and thoughts didn't matter. And the thing is that I tolerated it. So I was uncomfortable in the situation. I wasn't really happy with how these people treated me. I didn't always feel good about it. I didn't necessarily feel excited to spend time with them because I kind of felt like, oh, I'm just going to go and have to do what they want to do, or like they're not really going to value my opinion anyway. Things that I've talked about in other videos that reinforced my need to stay quiet and my fear of speaking up for myself because I really just felt like they weren't going to hear me anyway. For years, I blamed these people, so many people, because it's happened a lot, right? We attract patterns until we learn the lesson. So I attracted a lot of people who continued to remind me of this and make me feel this same way, but it was because I was continuing to tolerate it. I was continuing to say, okay, well, that's kind of what's happening, or that's how they're treating me, and that's what they're gonna do, and I'll just sit here and be quiet and be small and not really have an opinion or a voice, or not really feel like I matter, and I'll just keep doing this, right? I was tolerating shitty stuff. And this is where I hope you're connecting, and let me know in the comments if this is maybe helping you realize an area in your life where you have been tolerating something a lot less than you deserve. Because guaranteed, every single one of us has been there in some area or aspect of our life. So what were you tolerating and putting up with that didn't serve you? Now ask yourself, are you still tolerating that, or have you broken free and created new boundaries around your tolerance level, right? Eventually, for me, I finally hit like a breaking point around going, frick, I don't like this. I'm so tired of this. It's not making me feel good. And I would rather get out of, like, I have to up level my own standards basically and create new healthier boundaries. I need to put my voice first, my needs first, and break out of this cycle in order to move and create and become who it is I want to be. So this is where we get into the beautiful minimums and maximums when it comes to your energetic vibration and what you are willing to accept. Okay, so we have a minimum of what we're willing to accept. For instance, this is why when you have a negative relationship pattern or a toxic experience in relationships, you might reach that bare minimum, like the lowest that you are willing to accept before you snap, like emotionally, physically, figuratively, metaphorically, literally, all of those things, right? You might have a point where you're like, I'm not putting up with this anymore. There is no option of this getting worse. There is no option of it staying here. I deserve better. I'm ready for better. Boom. When you put that declaration out into the universe or to God, whoever you believe in, you are raising your energetic minimum. You are saying, F this, I'm not willing to settle for this anymore. And you are creating a new level of tolerance that's like, this, it's this or above, right? And you raise yourself up on an energetic frequency, on an energetic standpoint. So for me, that was the breaking point. Like, I had some friendships, for like partnerships, and then being sexually assaulted, and then having a lot of male figures, bosses, coworkers sexually harassing me, all these things that continued to happen. And I kept getting more and more down, more and more small, feeling really hopeless and helpless, until finally it was like, fuck, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not available for this anymore. And I want you to comment that down below. I am not available for that shit anymore. Whether this is a relationship, whether this is your finances, whether this is a career that you hate, I am not available. Declare it, comment it, affirm it down below, because you have power in what you believe in, what you think, and what you stand for. So, I forgot what I was gonna write. So availability, like on an energetic standpoint, for a long time, I was still available for people to treat me that way because I felt like this is just how it is. Maybe I'm just supposed to be small. Maybe my voice doesn't matter. Maybe I really have nothing to say. And it's like, there's no point in me speaking up. That was the story I continued to tell myself for years, which is why I continued to attract the same situation or people who reaffirmed that, until I hit that minimum, that energetic minimum, that caused me to be like, screw this. Never again. It's not happening anymore. It's time to raise my standards, create a new level of what I'm willing to tolerate in my life, in my friendships, in my relationships, and I rise up. And then this allows me to now start to call in people who are going to treat me the way I want to be treated, and call in people who are going to match what it is I'm now looking for, right? This also goes for your career. This goes for finances. Something I love is or someone I love is Amanda Francis. She talks a lot about energetic minimums and maximums when it comes to money. So we have an energetic minimum around like, oh, I can't imagine having less than this much money. So for some people, it might be like, I can't imagine having money on my credit cards. For some people, it might be like, I can't imagine having less than $2,000 in my bank account. For some people, it might be more, right? But we have like an energetic minimum and a standard of what we're willing to tolerate and what we're willing to accept. You might not be aware of this on a conscious level. This is where it gets tricky. You might not be aware that you have this minimum, right? And maybe certain things are happening and you find yourself getting down. One of the things I love about what Amanda teaches in all of her programs is like she talks about how you could be someone who, because she teaches a lot of manifestation and like money techniques, and it's really fascinating and like energy work with money, but someone could like call in and manifest like $50,000 into their life, but because they haven't raised their energetic minimum, that money might end up going out really quickly and they're back to square one. And then they're like, oh my God, like what happened? Like all of a sudden these bills come in, or there's an unexpected thing that costs a bunch of money and things they have to, like all of these weird things show up on an energetic level, and then the money's gone again. Well, that's because the energetic minimum is still set at a certain point. So what she teaches in terms of money is like working on raising that all the time. So starting to affirm, declare what you are available for. I am no longer available for this kind of lack, or I'm no longer available for this kind of relationship. I'm no longer available for a job that doesn't serve me or inspire me or make me feel good. You get to decide, and this is where all these things tie in together, is like you get what you tolerate, but it's up to you to decide what you're willing to tolerate. A lot of people never learn this. Never ever. So they tolerate a lot of shit for a lot of years, and they continue to stay stuck in a place that they're really not happy about. So I want you to take this to heart. I want you to affirm and claim down below in the comments what you are willing or no longer willing to be available for, okay? Because it's about setting a new standard for yourself. Then I want you to like set this as your phone screensaver, or create like some affirmations around what you're no longer available for in your life. Put these things around, put sticky notes, set a reminder in your phone to go off every few hours, you know? Do whatever you need to do. Write it on your bathroom mirror. Do whatever you need to do to constantly remind yourself what you are no longer available for. Because the mind, it likes patterns, it likes what's normal and comfortable, right? So it's going to try and slip back, and it's going to try and say, oh, but it's really comfortable. It's really comfortable and easy for me to like still hang out with those people, even though I kind of don't feel good around them. You just slip into your comfort zone, even though it's not helping you. So you want to be able to give yourself reminders of this new boundary, this new level that you're available for, and the new standards you're setting. I promise when you do this, you will notice huge shifts because you're no longer accepting the things that don't serve you. And this also ties in very, very deeply to self-worth, to confidence, to releasing those unworthiness, those deep unworthiness roots that are blocking you. And this is a huge thing I work on inside Conquer Your Mind. Make sure you check out the free mindset training if you're interested, or the 5-day challenge linked down below, because those are going to help you with that and teach you more about how we can work together and how I can help you do this. But whatever you're willing to accept is what you're going to receive. So now if we jump into the maximums really quickly, you also have an energetic maximum of what your brain can perceive as possible. So like the maximum you might have, and we can raise this. This is the thing, right? We want to always be raising the minimums and the maximums, because let's look at it this way. Maybe right now you can't even imagine having friends who support you. I hope that's not true, but let's just say that, right? Or maybe you can't even imagine having a partner who checks all the boxes that you have, right? You can't imagine it. So what does your maximum look like? Like, what do you believe is possible for you right now? Get clear on that. And then, like, what do you actually want, though? Because you want to raise your maximum to be what it is you totally want. What is your maximum when it comes to income and money and career? Do you feel like, oh, the most I can make in a year is $50,000. We'll just keep going with that number. $50,000. This is really good for new business owners, okay? What is your energetic maximum that you think is possible for you each month or in a year? Because whatever that is, on an energetic level, you're only resonating and vibrating at that level. So it might be really hard for you to go above it because you don't believe, feel, and embody that it's possible to go above that level. Do you see what I mean? If this is what you're willing to accept and believe as something you can achieve, then most likely you might reach it or fall somewhere near it, but you're not going to surpass it. And we want to surpass it. We want to constantly raise our vibrations. Clap that little louder. Raise your vibration. Raise your dreams. That's not what I want at all. I totally had the right word and it just went away. Your expectations for your life. Let's say that, right? Constantly raising your expectations for what you desire, what you believe is possible, and starting to set these new minimums and maximums. So maybe your new minimum is that everyone you meet respects you and listens to what you have to say, right? You start to set a new energetic standard of like, I'm no longer available for people who don't respect my voice and my opinion. I'm no longer available for it. If you start to believe that, you are literally gonna like repel the people who aren't gonna match that, and you'll be mind blown. It seriously works. Try it out. You will start to repel the people because you're bringing in a level of confidence that you didn't have before. So the bullshitters or the people who wanted to just have everything their way, they're not even gonna try because you've got like this amazing energy around you of like, not available for that. No time. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? I'm not putting up with it. You've got your boundary. And same with money. You're not available for any more. And this is where the power of your mind, your beliefs, and what you decide you are worthy of come into play so deeply. Because if you believe you are worthy of something, you're opening yourself up to receive it. If you believe you're only worthy to have negative relationships, to have struggles with money, to have a job that you hate, if you believe that's all that there is for you and like there's no other option, you've literally just set a standard for yourself and you're going to continue to tolerate it and stay there until you create a new level, a new minimum, a new maximum, and you go for it. You go for it hard around what you are willing to accept. So please make sure you comment if you haven't already. Affirm this, put this somewhere. If you post it on Instagram, tag me, share with me what you are calling in, what you're no longer available for. And you can also do like, I'm only available for XYZ and pick the positives. If you don't want to all just do, I'm no longer available for insert negative thing, you can say, I'm only available for positive thing, right? I'm only available for this now. Like, and then when things don't match that, when people come into your life and they don't match it, when someone, I don't know, when anything comes in, you can be like, no, sorry, not available. And I've actually done this and it just feels so good because people with old patterns would come in and try to say certain things to me and I'd be like, no, sorry, I'm just not available anymore. You're just like a boss. You just feel so good because you're like, no, I can't do that anymore. I'm not available. Sending love and light. beauty, you know, go on, embrace, fly away, and you just fly off where you're going. So you get to determine what you're putting up with, what your boundaries, what your standards are. I hope you determine and believe that you are worthy of everything you want and more. I hope you believe that you deserve that, and that you start to set the standards and the belief system that match it. Again, if you want help, if you want to know more about this, check out the mindset training down below. Watch this, apply these 3 steps. Hit me up, let's chat. Please hit the thumbs up if you found this video helpful. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And if you also really enjoyed this, please feel free to share it with friends. The more the merrier. I love this little community. I'm so excited about it. And I will see you on the next video.